Okay, let's dive right into this because today we are tackling something that is literally plaguing almost every major organization out there right now: corporate governance and, more specifically, massive information overload. I mean, we're living in an era where data is just generated at lightning speed, right? But the way we're actually presenting it to our most senior leaders, it feels completely stuck in the dark ages. We're just drowning our boards in data and somehow expecting them to magically surface with pure strategic wisdom. It's becoming a huge bottleneck in modern business. So, in this explainer, we're going to look at how a brand new model is flipping this completely outdated system totally on its head. Now, a managing partner at Anasup Consulting shared a thought recently that perfectly captured a frustration we have probably all felt. They said, our board packs were over 150 pages, but directors kept asking the same three questions. Just let that sink in for a second. Think about the immense human effort, the late nights, the countless analyst hours that go into producing one of those massive board packs. And yet, despite that monumental effort to document absolutely everything, the system is totally failing at its main objective. Executives sit down, open the massive binder, and just bypass almost all of it. Why? Because the massive data dump completely fails to answer the most fundamental inquiries they actually have about the business. Seriously, 150 pages. I really want to emphasize this absurdly high number because it represents such a profound pain point. Imagine you're a board director. Before you even step foot into a meeting room, you're expected to process, comprehend, and somehow synthesize 150 pages of dense financial tables, operational updates, and these tiny micro-level project metrics. That is just an immense cognitive load. It's not just an inefficiency, it's an actual structural barrier to good leadership. When you force your leaders to wade through that sheer volume of information, you're totally exhausting their mental energy before the real strategic discussions even begin. And here is the sharp, honestly kind of painful contrast. 3. After digging through 150 pages, the directors consistently end up asking the exact same three questions. This tiny number absolutely highlights just how glaringly inefficient the old way of operating is. It proves that despite mountains of carefully curated data, only a very, very small fraction of that information truly matters to the people actually steering the ship. The noise is deafening, and the real signal is completely lost. These executives don't need a history textbook of the last quarter. They need a compass for the next one. So how do we actually break this cycle of endless reporting and executive fatigue? Well, the answer definitely isn't just working harder or, making the font size smaller. To solve this bottleneck, Anasup Consulting tried something really fascinating: a highly targeted technological intervention, specifically deploying an AI board intelligence platform. We're talking about bringing artificial intelligence directly into the boardroom's prep process. And to be clear, this isn't just about jumping on the latest tech trend for the fun of it. It's a targeted deployment designed to completely overhaul how information is ingested, processed, and ultimately delivered to decision makers. To really understand how this works, we have to look at what the AI is actually analyzing behind the scenes. It brilliantly illustrates how comprehensively the AI can view an organization's overall health. Think of it like monitoring the organization's vital signs. The platform is continuously ingesting vast data streams across 5 critical pillars. First up, you've got financial performance, literally the lifeblood of the company. Second is project delivery, like, are things actually getting done on time? Third is the client portfolio, which tracks the health of all those key external relationships. Fourth, operational KPIs, the day-to-day metrics keeping the engine running. And finally, business risks, what's lurking around the corner that we need to know about. By feeding the AI this incredibly holistic diet of data, it gains a complete, real-time picture of the entire enterprise. Now, obviously, when people hear that an AI is analyzing all 5 of those massive, complex data streams, their immediate fear is that the machine is just going to generate a 300-page report instead of a 150-page one, right? But the goal of this platform was the exact opposite. The output is a massive relief. No more lengthy presentations. The artificial intelligence wasn't brought in to just create more pages for executives to read. Its entire purpose is to relentlessly distill all that noise into pure, actionable signal. It literally takes the mountain of data and extracts only the gold. Let's move to and see how this builds, because you're probably wondering, what does this distilled gold actually look like in practice? Well, it breaks down into a 5-step output that gives executives exactly what they need right when they need it. Step 1 provides immediate context. What exactly has changed since the last board meeting? Step 2 highlights vulnerabilities by identifying the top 5 business risks. Then, Step 3 pivots straight to the future, outlining the top 5 growth opportunities. Step 4 lays out the immediate mandate. What decisions actually require board approval today? And finally, Step 5 provides strategic direction with recommended actions. Just notice the logical flow here. It takes a director instantly from a clear, concise baseline of context directly to executing strategic recommendations, entirely bypassing all the fluff. And this creates a truly profound paradigm shift in boardroom dynamics. In the old world, you have endless reporting. And let's be honest, reporting is inherently backward-looking. It's exhausting, it puts people on the defensive, and it just drains valuable time. But in this new world, driven by AI, you get significantly more decision-making. Because the AI has handled all the heavy lifting of summarizing the past and structuring the present, the entire vibe of the meeting evolves. The time spent sitting together in that room transforms from a passive, frankly tedious reporting session into a highly focused, forward-looking decision-making event. Now, of course, introducing AI at the highest possible levels of corporate leadership is going to immediately spark some anxiety. People naturally wonder if the machine is somehow taking over the steering wheel. So it is incredibly important to anchor this reassurance right here. AI did not replace board governance. The technology is a supportive tool. It's absolutely not a substitute for human oversight, empathy, or strategic vision. The AI is just doing the administrative heavy lifting, the sorting, the summarizing, the data cross-referencing. It's essentially acting as the ultimate hyper-efficient chief of staff, but it is absolutely not sitting in the director's chair. So the crucial point here is that by eliminating that massive burden of data processing, the AI actually elevates the human element in the room. It helped boards focus entirely on what required true executive judgment. Think about it. When you aren't spending 2 hours just trying to understand a convoluted financial spreadsheet, you suddenly have the mental bandwidth to debate the nuances of a new market entry or really evaluate the long-term implications of a growth strategy. Clearing away all that informational fog is exactly what allows human wisdom, experience, and executive intuition to truly shine. So, I want you to think about your own organization for a second, or even just the meetings you sit in every single week. How much board time, how much of your most expensive, absolutely vital executive time is spent merely reviewing information instead of actively making decisions? If your leaders are spending their time acting as human data processors instead of decision makers, you are leaving massive strategic value on the table. It might just be time to stop reading the 150 pages and start fundamentally changing the system. If you want to access this exact framework for yourself, you can just comment the word board eye or visit www.anasup.in to see exactly how this tech is applied in the real world. But I'll leave you with this one final thought. If artificial intelligence can clear the dense fog of a 150-page packet down to just 3 vital questions, what other bottlenecks in your business are just waiting to be completely disrupted? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.